My name is Keith Nelson. I'm the food service coordinator here. Everyone who gives us donations, whether it be private individuals, grocery stores, institutions, things of that nature, everything that comes into our operation has to be weighed first. We keep detailed tracking of the weight of things. It's just the easiest measurement that we can use that's standard across those things that, donation-wise, you can't put a monetary value on things like that very easily. So weight, we always use it. So we weigh the donations and then gather that information and then put it into our holding areas wherever it is. If it's frozen goods, we have freezers to hold all of those things. If it's refrigerated, we put it into our big refrigerators and then into our dry storage area, into the different categories. For instance, if you donated pasta, it would go in the pasta area, and the cans in the canned goods area, and things of that nature. Now, from there, we take all of those donations and we build food boxes. Typically, it's probably around 40 pounds worth of food going into that banana box, but that's all non-perishable food, anything out of our dry storage. We then take plastic grocery bags that are donated from the different stores here in the area, and then we usually build a produce bag because we do get an awful lot of fresh produce. So then we have our dairy and prepared foods that will build another bag. So that might be milk, yogurt, cheese, but it could be deli meat or even prepared salads from a grocery store's deli, something like that. And then finally we take frozen, which is primarily our meat. So we usually, depending on our inventory at any given day, we'll give our clients either 2 to 4 packages of meat. And that can vary from chicken tenderloins all the way up to a full turkey. But so we build those. And then when our clients come, we're open, our food bank is open from 12 to 4 every day, and they'll pull outside. Even with our COVID protocols, we try to keep our contact as limited as possible. So they'll pull in and we have a bell that'll ring when they pull in. We'll go out, stand at a safe distance, everyone wearing masks, and we'll gather their information. We collect information on everyone who gets food from us in a, just not too intrusive of a way to go ahead and get that, store that in a database, and then we go ahead and give those different elements that I talked about, a box of dry goods, bags of dairy, produce, and meat, all to them. And then they're on their way to go ahead and prepare all that back at home. We hope that every food box will supply a minimum of 3 meals, 4 meals, and depends on where you're. If you win the food box lottery and you get a whole turkey, and there's only 2 of you there in your household, you may be eating turkey for the next week and a half. The community kitchen is a completely separate entity, and yet it is all the same philosophy or motive of feeding people who need to be fed. And in that, we take our donations, these raw materials that we have, and if we have a sufficient enough to be able to feed anywhere from 50 to 120 people, depending on the time of year and the day. We look at the inventory of the stock that we've gotten in, and I always like to say it's like the television show Chopped. You're just kind of trying to find ingredients in the right amounts for the amount of people that you predict will be there in the coming day that you see. And we actually do a very good job of that. The other way we do that is that we have groups of people, just wonderful volunteers who used to come into the building and bring food or prepare food in our kitchen and then serve our clients right there through a window like you would see at any kind of cafeteria. But now they go ahead and prepare the food at home. They drop it off at that donation table outside the back door, and they drive off and we come and get it. Most of the time it's still hot, so we can just take it inside. We plate it into to-go containers, package those up, and then put them out for our clients to take from there. They all depend on volunteers. And right now we're challenged because of COVID protocols and social distancing to keep those volunteers at home and safe. And so we're limited in our ability. But when we finally get to a point in our culture that we can allow that contact, that social contact that we all need, and volunteers can come back, I just need everyone to know that we desperately need everyone's help. And if people themselves can't help, they may know a friend or someone who is looking for that, to take their skills and services and help us. And I will always find something for someone to do that is meaningful, that they can help other people in their community. It is always just about feeding people. I always like to say, if you're food insecure, you haven't talked to me yet, because I will find a way to get you food and make sure that you have